Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Well, I got the combine project done, so it's parked back down there up against that door. And if I remember, I said at the end of part 4 there on that combine deal that I think I made mention regarding this 4840, and I've talked about it before regarding needing to do an overhaul on it. So that's gonna be this next project. I will give you a heads up warning right now. With this project, it will probably be longer videos. Well, as long as I can get them to actually transfer into my phone for editing. But as far as parts, who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if I don't hit anywhere from 8 to 12 parts, or part episode, if you want to call it that. So just want to give you all a heads up right now. This is going to be a long video episode setup I'm going to be running here on my YouTube channel. So that way nobody starts complaining in the comments about dragging it out. You've been forewarned. So first thing I got to do is start taking off these rock boxes, and they actually simply slide into these square tubes. The guy we bought this tractor off of, actually a neighbor of mine, either he made these or he got them somewhere, so it's just held on by a pin right there. So they just simply slide out because I'm going to have to take this subframe out also in order to get the oil pan out. Once I get these rock boxes down off of here, I am going to take and back the tractor up right here where I had that R52 sitting at when I worked on the throat. I'm going back up here against the R72 because we do not need the combine until next year, and so it can sit right there, and that way the tractor's not blocking anything important in. And so I'm going to grab the forklift and get to work on these rock boxes. I grabbed a pallet with the forklift, came up underneath here, and should have just one pin. Pull a little keeper out of it. I thought anyway. There we go. In fact, if I remember right, my neighbor that we bought this tractor off of back in 2007, I'm pretty sure he said he actually made these because he also had a set of saddle tanks with square tubing. That way he could take these out and simply slide the tanks into that same frame, which is a good idea if you want a big saddle tank setup. But for the small saddle tanks that we run for the pop-up on the corn planter, they actually sit right in these rock boxes. It works perfect. Oh boy. Well, I can tell you one thing, them have been on there for a long time. I can see just when I pick up on it, I can see a little bit of movement, that's all. Huh. Maybe I get a couple pry bars, can't pry on it. Yeah, didn't think it's going to pull out that easy. Maybe I'll take and put a pry bar in here and begin to work it. Grab me a couple pry bars. However, them things have been stuck in there so long. I can get, probably can't see it on camera too well, I can get a little bit of movement up and down. That's all. And of course, them tubes are going to be full of dirt and everything. Who knows when the last time they were taken off. Well, I can tell you one thing, I'm not going to sit here and fight with the thing non-stop. Okay, plan B. I'm going to use the forklift on one side, and I may either grab the Bobcat or, better yet, probably the backhoe. The Bobcat's kind of a pain. and just take these two bottom bolts out here on each side, and then just lower the whole assembly down together and drag it out either way. Be a whole lot easier than trying to pull them tubes apart. Let's go ahead and put this pin back in. Well, it lined right up and shot right back in, so I didn't budge it. Put the little cotter key back through, or safety clip, whatever you want to call it. All right, there we go. That pin's in. Time to move on to plan B, and I'm going to grab the backhoe. I gotta get the forks for it, and I can just come underneath here with one fork is all it needs, and then take them bolts out and lower it down. Just got the backhoe brought in here in the shed. That is one nice thing with the clamshell bucket, because otherwise it's hard to know where to go. However, if you take and open it up, you can tip this part forward and be able to see through and see your fork when you're coming up underneath something like that. So just got to that looks like maybe a 15/16, and I'll get them loosened up and should be ready to start dropping off. Wonder if they use any Loctite on these threads. Who knows? Oh boy. I can't do a whole lot right here. Gotta get around on the other side. Oh boy. Well, whoever put them on there had their Wheaties that day. I think I'm gonna grab me a cheater bar. Huh. Or they use a big impact and hammered them down before they put the rock box in. If I put my impact onto it, it'd pop right off, no big deal. Okay, let's see what this pipe here does. This should let me pull it, or break the ratchet, one of the two. Yeah, there we go. Broke it loose, didn't break the ratchet. Yeah, that was a tight one, definitely. Okay, now that I got loosened up, I'm going to go ahead and jump over here to the next one. Yeah, there we go. With the weight on it, it didn't turn. But we'll just put that wrench on there just in case. Ah, boy. There we are. Okay, now I got to do the other side, and then I'll be ready to use the forklift and the backhoe and bring a little weight up and get the bolts out. Got the actually those 4 bolts broke loose and loosened up on that, so I want to start the forklift back up here, and I should be able to take and lift up and see the bolts kind of wiggle in them holes once I get the weight lifted up here. Okay. All right, I saw it wiggle. Okay, that one's loose. I'll probably kind of play with it to get them loosened up. All right, that's got that one loose. In fact, I should be able to take both them bolts out now. Yeah. Okay, I want to start the backhoe and bump up on this side. Getting the fork lined up underneath that rock box. Just got to be careful I don't hit something. I saw it move. Okay, that bolt's loose. Gonna have to probably lower it down a little bit to get that one right there to loosen up. I'll go ahead and, okay, yeah, I can get this one here taken out. Okay, there's one bolt. Just a little dirty. I think I can go ahead and take both of these out here on the right hand side. Ah, there went a washer. Okay, all right, there's that one. Got to get that lock washer off the ground. Go ahead and get this one here. Got three of them out. Got the last bolt out. We're loose. Now I just got to take and lower it down. Very carefully without hitting that tire. Now that the bolts are out, should be able just to lower it down. Yeah, there we go. Okay, now I got to go check this side. Go lower down the backhoe. Okay, let's see what happens now. Hopefully you can see that halfway decent. Should be able to just take and lower it right straight to the ground and then drag it out sideways is what I'm wanting to anyway. Yeah, it's got lowered down out of there. Yeah, there we go. Nice. As far as these side brackets, I should be able to leave them on and they'll be out of my way. I got pushed off that fork. I'm going to take and get this backhoe moved out of the way, and I can use the forklift to begin to pull that thing out of there. Got the backhoe out of here. Now I want to see if I can simply raise up a little bit on this pallet and back up with the forklift. Oh man, that thing's heavy. That's why we're using the forklift and the backhoe. Just gotta watch it don't back up into the something else. That's got drug out of there. Oh, I know why I couldn't move it a little while ago. It is pinched underneath that tire. However, still don't want to get my toe underneath it. That thing is heavy. Maybe take it clear to the ground, get the pallet off, and come underneath it with the forks. Be about the easiest way to do it. All right. All right, that's got the pallet out from underneath it. Just gotta watch don't back up and hit into all the building supplies for the new shed. So we get turned around here, drop this pallet off. Okay, I just scooped underneath them two main 4x4 tubes. I think I've got it kind of balanced. See if we can get it worked out of there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we are. That'll work. Get a hand to hold. Maybe kind of drag it back on the forks more. Okay, that should work right there. I don't know, I may take and carry it, set it off outside somewhere and just get clear out of my way for now. Or if I could put it back here. I don't want to sit where I have anything else blocked in. Well, take that back. I may put it right back underneath the back of the combine right there. That way it's completely out of the way. That'd work too. Set the rock box over here behind the combine. Just threw a wood block 4x4 underneath each box. And then that way I can go right underneath it and scoop it up when I need to with the forklift. So that'll also be a good spot because I'm going to take and put like the radiator screens, that kind of stuff. I'll just put them in each box. That way nothing gets lost. Go ahead and pull off the battery covers. This corner piece. In fact, I actually take all this here off anyway. Every spring, well, I guess you could say early spring, and then in the late summer, twice a year, I take and power wash the radiators and that kind of stuff all out. On all four of our main tractors. That way everything stays good and clean. And so I gotta take this here off anyway. At that time to because I'll take and put a tube of 6 underneath the hood and tip the front of the hood up. That way I can wash the radiator and push the oil cooler back and forth out of my way. Okay, next thing I gotta do is get these screens off here. Should have some springs. There we go. But yeah, that oil cooler will slide left and right. That we can wash it and the radiator all out. And then Usually what I'll do between, if we get running a bunch of dust and that kind of stuff, especially like in the springtime, I'll just even take the garden hose and just run water through it when the tractor's running, and then the fan sucks all that water through and just helps keep it washed out during the time when we're busy. So we never have trouble with tractors overheating, I can tell you that much. So now I gotta go get the other screen, and that'll have all the basic stuff off. Now I gotta grab some wrenches and take the air intake tube and take the muffler off. That should be up underneath there. It should be a clamp. Yeah, I can feel it. Got this little pinch ring on the air intake. Okay, it should, there we are. Loosened up, and let me take the air tube off. There we go. Go ahead and put this thing down here on the pallet. I'll put it over there behind the combine when after I get that muffler pulled off. Like I say, I take all this stuff off anyway, except for the muffler when I gotta tip the hood up to power wash the radiators. So it's not that big a deal. Now I just gotta find out what size wrench it is to undo the band that holds the muffler on. Got that pinch ring down there loosened up. Okay, well at least the muffler's loose anyway. However, I may actually bring the forklift up here to actually give me something to stand on. It's hard to stand here on the step and actually pick that muffler up and off there. At least it's loose anyway. That's a good thing. Okay, this here will give me a nice platform to stand on. Jump up here. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if we can get that thing worked up and out of there. Of course, it's well rusted. However, if you can at least work it back and forth, that'll help free it up. In theory, it should pull straight up and out of there. That's not always the case though. Finally. There we go. Let's see. Actually, the muffler's in good shape. You don't need a new one, so that's a good thing. We'll take and set the muffler right there. I'll take it and that air pipe, put over there behind the combine. Alright, that should work like that. Okay, next thing I gotta get off is the hood. On the back, it's got these two stud bolts that bolt it down. Up on the front, it has a little quick latch, which is a whole lot nicer. And like I say, once again here with, when I power wash the radiator out, I'll pop it up and out of that bracket hole, and I'll tip the front part of the hood up, leave the back just sit back here, but and then when I go to lower it back down, either my dad and or my brother, if he's up here, I'll have him have one grab the back of the hood and pick up on it. Because as the hood comes down, these stud bolts have to come up on top of this. However, Since I've got to take the whole entire hood clear off, I'm gonna try and use some ratchet straps and just hook on each side underneath here, and then just lift the whole entire thing straight in the air with the forklift and back out. Because it's practically impossible to try and do that by hand. But with the forklift, I just go straight up and then back out. That way I got complete clearance. So, with the other side unbolted. The right hand side's undone. You just lift it up, pop that little stud bolt out of that bracket hole. And since I don't want my parts to get lost, we're going to take and put the hardware back on. There we go. Like I say, right here's the little quick latch. Flip that back around like that, and that's how the front bolts down, or latches down. I'll go ahead and flip that back around. Pop that out of there. Now it should be ready just to lift straight in the air. Once I get my ratchet straps all hooked in place. I left that pallet on. For one thing, it gives me a little bit more extension, and it'll also help keep things square. What I'm wanting to do is take and set the ratchet straps up kind of like an X pattern. Going from that side over there across and hooking up there, and same thing with the other strap. From over there, coming across down and hook under here. So now I just gotta play with it to see how well I can make it work. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Oh, I didn't want that. Thankfully, these hooks have a rubber coating on them. Trying to toss away across. Okay, we'll see if that'll kind of hold right there. Well, may have to, with this having that ratchet hit, I may have to go hook the other side first, then come back. Let's go see. Okay, that should hook right underneath there like that. If I can get it to stay, maybe. Now let's go back to the other side. Oh, I keep a little bit of pressure on that. It'll stay hooked in over there on the other side. Now I just gotta get some of that slack pulled through. Run up, hook in right there. Now I'm not going to use the ratchet to actually lift it. I'm just going to take and wrap a few coils around that centerpiece. That way it holds it. Although I'm seeing something out like, there we go. I just don't want that to, I may grab a couple old rags and throw in behind that, this one and the other one, that way it can't go and dig into the paint. Okay, that's got one side. Now let's get the other one over here. Okay, let's do this a little bit different. Go ahead and toss that one on over. Set that ratchet piece up there. Okay. May have to extend it on out a little bit more. Oh yeah. This one here is actually on this board, which is what I want. This one here needs to go back to the same board. That way it's the same X pattern I'll have to go over and change it. The same X pattern going across. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Okay, that's better. Same thing, go right behind that handle, straight down, hook in, and then we'll take and ratchet a few coils. That way it holds the strap in there. Okay, now, before I do anything, I want to grab a couple rags and throw it around here. That way it can't scuff the paint up. Let's see what we can do here. I want to try something. I don't know if you can see it very well on camera, but if you notice, the ratchet straps are angled slightly that way. I want to see if I can take and kind of slide this pallet out a little bit. That's a nice thing about using a pallet. Okay, that helps straighten them up. Now let's very carefully begin to lift. As you come up, you have to kind of work it and shake it around to make sure it doesn't catch or snag on anything. I put an old rag around that handle, that way it can't hurt anything. Well, so far so good. Okay, we're kind of drooping on this side. I just gotta keep playing with it. Okay, so far so good. I think we're pretty much all freed up. Now we can go just keep on right on raising up in the air. Okay, so far so good. And like that, it keeps wanting to get caught on like the corner of the radiator. Uh-oh, that hook came out. Gotta try and run that lever. Okay, there we go, finally. I think one reason that wasn't helping matters none, it kept wanting to shift this way, and that lip over on that side was wanting to catch on this part of the radiator. So I think we're good to go. There we are. Kind of crooked. There we go. That helps straighten him up. I thought anyway. Huh. Keeps wanting to sag down. Have to just have to be careful how I work it. Oh boy. Now this side's wanting to play around. Evidently I'm not centered. I thought I was centered pretty good. Okay. I had to lower it back down some. I thought I was fairly centered up, but these straps, they keep wanting to walk on me. So it moved so easy before, now I can't get to move at all. There we go. Take one of those pinch clamps and clamp that thing down so that the strap cannot walk. There we go. In fact, I may go get another clamp for the other one. Pinching it down, I never thought I would have done that right at the very beginning. Well, I didn't know it's going to be, they're going to be wanting to walk back and forth like that. I thought I was halfway centered up, but evidently I'm not. Okay, there we go. Like I say, if I would have known that, I would have done that to begin with. Now, they can't walk. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. So far, so good. All right. So far, so good. There we go. That's what I wanted. All right. I think that'll work right there. Now I just gotta watch these pigtails. They don't get hooked on something, which they shouldn't. Kind of threw them back that way, and now I can just back up. Okay, good so far. Go ahead and lower that back down. Okay, I'm going to take and set him back over here by the combine, I'm guessing anyway. Okay, I can't change my mind. I'm actually going to take and put this hood over there underneath the bean head. That way it's clear out of the way. Okay, I think it'll work right there. If I need to, I can just pick it up and move it on back. I'll get these straps off. Okay, I just jumped up here on my step ladder. Of course, we got the hood taken off, and here's what it looks like over top, a little top view. So I think I'm going to call this into part one. Part two will be begin to take off the air filter housing here, that big canister, lines, all kinds of fun stuff looks like. So anyway, but yeah, I'll see y'all back here for part two. So take care, thanks a lot for watching, we'll see you next time.